1212, I go by the name of DJ What, and you're now listening to the original Jeek podcast. Let's go!
Ready to make an entrance, so backward cut. Come on, cut for me.
Oh yeah. Whoa, slow down. Whoa, speed up.
Fresh.
Making me itch.
What up, Jeeks? My name is Rockin' Mr. Magic. I am the original Jeek, and this is the original Jeek podcast. Welcome to the season premiere, episode 1, season 6. I can't express how thankful I am that we've made it to season 6, that we've made it to 2023 with this podcast. So on behalf of myself and Unique DNA, to all you Jeeks who continue to support us by pressing play, reviewing the show, sharing the show, thank you for everything you've done seasons 1 through 5, and we look forward to providing and continuing to create dope content for all of you in the Jeek Nation world. This episode, I've got a guest. Unfortunately, Unique DNA is not here, but I got a guest with me, and I saw this cast content, and I was like, I gotta talk to this guy. His sense of humor is right up my alley. So, without further ado, I want to welcome our guest, Paul, the creator of Nerds in the Trap.
Appreciate you for having me on, man.
No, it is our pleasure. So, to start off this episode, we're gonna do a brand new Q&A. We got a little title for it this year. It's called I Got 5 on it. So we're going to ask 5 questions here of Paul, just so you listeners can get yourselves familiar with who he is and his content. But to start, before we go into that, Paul, do me a favor and share how you and your content can be found online.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Nerds in the Trap _, and same on TikTok, Nerds in the Trap _.
Word. It was on TikTok where I first saw your content, and I was like, okay. And then when I clicked on the IG, I was like, all right, let me reach out to this cat. All right. So, question number 1 for you, Paul.
Okay.
In regards to Nerds in the Trap, like what inspired you to start, creating these reels?
Well, it was really my Instagram. I wanted to post just toy photography because I was always inspired by other toy photographers that was posting their content online. And, I'm a big nerd. So it's like I'm blurred, basically.
Yes.
So I wanted to get more attention to my Instagram following and get people to see the pictures that I was posting. So I went on TikTok and I posted the Temptations video. That was my first ever niche video.
Okay.
And then it kind of went up from there. So then people started checking out my Instagram, and I was grateful for it.
So that was the Miles one where he's David Ruffin.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
They ain't here for you.
Right.
It should be David Ruffin in the Temptations. Now, well, there are some other toy creators out there who do the stop motion, but I really just like the way you position your collection to go along with the scenes from like that one, the Friday one, which is I think the first one I saw, and that was perfect with how you cast your collection into that scene. Having Miles be Smokey, having Thanos be Debo, I thought that was absolutely hilarious. having Red Skull be red. I was like, okay. And then the surprise for me was Master Roshi as Red's father. You want some of this, old man? I was like, oh my, that was perfect. No. I was like that. So well, first, let me ask you this. When did you how did you start collecting, action figures and models?
Well, shoot, I got to give major props to my father because my father was a big model car collector, and he would always build model cars, and every time he took me to hobby shops, he would let me get like a Gundam wing, or when he started working at Toys R Us, he was a bike assembler. So every weekend, um, I didn't have anyone to watch me. So he said, hey, you come to work with me, but try and stay in the back, stay out of, people's way.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always see toys every single day. So, that along with just asking them, hey, can I get this toy? Can I get that? That just never left me as an adult. And then, as an adult collector, it was like, man, as soon as I get, the right amount of money, or if I got a little $20 to spend here, spend there, I would always either buy a couple comic books or I would grab an action figure or two.
Nice. So that's really dope. So your dad worked at Toys R Us. I mean, this is just an extra question. Did every kid you grew up with super jealous that your dad worked for Toys R Us?
Yeah, because he would take bike parts home. So like if they weren't using it, or they were gonna throw out broken bikes or whatever, he
Mm-hmm.
would bring it home and just build me custom bikes. And so I would always be riding around the neighborhood. Where'd you get that bike? This and that. And that was it.
Wow, that's fire. That's super dope.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Next question. I noticed watching your reels several different fandoms being represented in them.
Mhm.
What are your 5, favorite fandoms, just off the top of your head? Just your top 5.
When you say fandoms, what do you mean?
So when I say fandoms, I mean anything that you are a passionate fan of. So that can
Okay.
be a particular anime, that could be a particular. I mean, you got the Tiger's hat on. That could be that. It could be a comic series, film series, video game series, anything that you're a major fan, major fanboy of.
Got it. All right. Well, yeah, because I'm from Detroit, born and raised. So even though we're losing,
Hey,
everything,
hey,
yeah,
we both Detroit raised, baby.
cool. Yeah. So you already know.
I'm already know.
We root for everybody. So all my sports teams, but I'm a big anime guy. I watch a lot of anime right now. I'm watching Chainsaw Man. So
Okay.
that's at the top of the list. Star Wars, big Star Wars guy. And then both Marvel and DC. I really have no quarrel against either one. I'm in both. So yeah.
Okay.
And how many was that? That's
That's
Star
fine.
Wars.
Star Wars, Marvel, and DC,
Yeah.
anime, and Detroit sports
Yep.
that's 5. All right.
Mm,
Okay, I'm with it. If you had to pick one Detroit sports team, which one would you pick?
I'm going with the Pistons.
That my guy. See,
Yeah.
that was the thing that triggered my eye. So
Yeah.
I saw the one reel and I saw the Bad Boys background, and
Yeah.
I'm an '80s kid. That was my squad. I grew up on the Bad Boys, so I'm like, this cast from the D, he's a blurred. Okay.
Yeah, I always got to show love to my Pistons. The Bad Boys, like, because I grew up in the '90s. I was born in '89, so I
Okay.
grew up in the '90s, and that was all in my house was Bad Boys this and Bad Boys that. So yeah,
No doubt. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So you say you watch a lot of anime.
yeah.
So give me your 5 favorite anime characters.
I gotta go with Urameshi, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta go with Gon from Hunter x Hunter. Um, shoot, let me see.
Yeah. No, this is a tough one because there's so many to think of.
Yeah, those was like right off the top. Let me think. Hmm. Gotta go with I gotta go with Vegeta. That's been my dog,
My
like all
guy.
the dog. So yeah, I gotta go with Vegeta. That's Vegeta gone. You're
You're
Meshi.
Messi.
And I probably have to say Killua from Hunter x
From
Hunter as well.
Hunter. Okay.
And then it's a toss up. This last one is tough. But I'm gonna have to go with Piccolo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at that. Piccolo is dope.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, that's a good list. That's a real good list. Especially, Vegeta's that's my guy.
Mhm.
And we all know Vegeta and Piccolo, they both black. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
those are black dudes.
Especially Piccolo.
Especially
Like
Pi-
two
especially
black.
Piccolo.
Mhm.
He 7'6". I'm like, what are you doing fighting? Go get yourself some rebounds. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? Get yourself that NBA money, Piccolo. You worried about taking over the world? You need to get you that money with your 7'6" self. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't bring up Yu Yu Hakusho. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna swap out Killua for
Okay.
my dog Hanamichi Sagaraki from Slam
From
Dunk.
Slam Dunk.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I gotta swap him out because I cannot show love to Hanamichi.
Yes, Hanamichi is a great character. Slam Dunk is just a great anime that is
Yeah.
too far forgotten. When people talk sports anime, they want to go to Kuroko no Basket. They want to talk about Ace no Diamond, which are great anime. I love them. But Slam Dunk is the quintessential OG. Oh, I shouldn't say that. It's the second. It's the quintessential for the team sport anime.
Right.
I would say Hajime no Ippo is um that's the sports anime, the sports manga, but Slam Dunk is right behind it.
Yeah. I found that off of just off of a picture. I seen a picture on Instagram one time of the storekeeper who the shop owner that owned all the shoes. He was holding the white Jordan 6. And
Yeah,
I was like, hold on, man. Like, where's that from? And then I did my research, found Slam Dunk, watched it all pretty much in like a sitting. So yeah.
that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's an impressive sit
It
right there.
was like 2 days, 2 3 days, but I had to binge it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's because it's well worth it. Absolutely.
Hmm.
All right, so last one. Who are your 5 favorite athletes?
5 favorite athletes.
Yeah,
I gotta go with Jordan off top. Jordan, Kobe will just knock those right out the way. So
okay.
those two. But then I'm a big fan of Isaiah Thomas,
My man Jeek.
um, Dennis Rodman, and then I'm gonna go with Deion Sanders. I would say Barry Sanders,
I was
but
thinking you go say Barry.
yeah, but I ain't want to keep it all the way Detroit because Deion Sanders, as I was coming up, like that was like, okay, prime time, you could be flashy. He was the one that I seen as a kid, like, man, look, I don't need y'all. Y'all need me.
Me.
Yeah. Even though he had that little remark about Detroit at the time, like, man, I hope if they gonna draft me, you might as well just send me home or something he said like that.
Yeah,
But
he did not want to be in Detroit.
yeah, I'm not gonna knock him for it.
It wasn't the most desirable locations to be at that time, even though we would have had Barry and Dion on the same squad, which would have
Mm,
been something
that's
amazing,
crazy. Yeah.
you know. But it is what it is. I can't knock him for it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a great list.
Mm.
All right, Jeeks, that is your introduction to the world of Paul. He's got some great picks, some great choices. and we are going to shift into our quick hit section of Jeek News that I really wanted to talk about real quick, and I'm glad I have Paul here to help me bounce some of these things off. So, first quick hit. You Jeeks who've listened to this show know how much of a Wolverine fan I am. And yes, I'm sad. I'm sad that we lost in the playoffs to TCU, but we still back-to-back Big Ten champs, baby. And we stomped those Ohio suck guys. Paul, national championship or bust next year for U of M.
And this is tough because I'm a go green guy. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm a big Spartan guy, but you know, if the Spartans not there, I need the Wolverines to get to the championship for sure.
Okay, I can respect that. Now, my mom's a Spartan, so I got love for Spartans, but you know, but I'm a Wolverine at heart. Like I always will be.
Yeah.
But okay, and hey, and I root for the Spartans unless they're playing Michigan. You know? Right. And I'm rooting for Coach Daniels. I don't know what happened this past season after such a good season the year before, but you know, I need Michigan State to be good so that when we beat Michigan State, it still looks good.
Yeah. My all my homies, because I'm in a group chat with all my closest friends, and like it's such a big rivalry because like it's 13 of us in there, maybe 3 or 4 of them are all Wolverines fan, but the rest of us are Spartan fans.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, when they had that big fight,
yeah,
that was crazy. So like we always go back and forth, like, man, forget green, man, forget blue and all of that. So yeah, it's fun.
Hey, that's the joy of Big Ten life, you know. Like we homies, but when Big Ten football happens, you know, we button heads.
Yeah.
All right. The next bit of Jeek news. This one's a little bit old, but I have to address it because there's so much potential implication to it. Henry Cavill out as Superman. The Warhammer 40K project announced. But my thing is there more on the horizon for Henry Cavill? Maybe James Bond? Maybe the MCU?
Mm-hmm.
Where would you like to see Henry Cavill next?
I definitely like to see him in Marvel for sure. I was bummed out when I heard the news from James Gunn that he wasn't going to be returning as Superman.
Almost made me cry.
Yeah. It took me a few days to like process and say, listen, it's what I wanted. You know, it's what I want for DC is a whole rebuild and just scrap everything else, especially with the Ezra Miller stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, a big rebuild is what I wanted, and who better than James Gunn to do it? So I was like, he must know what he's doing, but I would definitely want to see Henry Cavill come into Marvel as either, I feel like Hyperion would be too
on the nose.
Yeah, it'd be too on the nose.
Yeah.
So I would want him to come in as Captain Britain.
Oh, Captain Britain. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking on the lines of Victor Von Doom.
Oh, yeah, that's tough. That's tough too. But okay, I have to say this, fair warning, Victor Von Doom is my absolute favorite Marvel villain.
Okay.
So it's like I keep him close to me. And I'm like, I don't know. I keep all the naysayers away. Of who you want? No, I don't think he should be that.
Okay. So well, who would you cast as Victor Von Doom?
It's tough. It's tough. Let's see. Honestly, Giancarlo Esposito would be a good pick for me, in my opinion. Just switch it up. And, you know, because Victor Von Doom's always been, you know, a white guy in the comics.
And super racist.
You know, yeah.
Like Doom is super racist.
Yeah. But it's like I've been seeing people post Denzel Washington as Magneto and stuff like that, calling him Eric Lyncher.
Yeah.
Switch whole story around. So I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to, having Giancarlo Esposito, Gus from Breaking Bad as Victor Von Doom.
My concern with not even swapping race, but my concern with Giancarlo's pick is that he's old.
True, that's true.
And you kind of need, depending upon where they're starting this Fantastic Four, you're probably going to need a younger Doom.
And from what I hear, it's supposed to be like they are the quintessential '60s team, but just out of
time.
Yeah, out of time. So I get that. If I hadn't go with that, then my second choice would probably be Adam Driver, and that's
okay.
Ren from Star Wars.
Yeah, Kylo Ren. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I mean he's definitely young enough.
Yeah.
Okay, and we were used to seeing him in like armor and a mask, so you can hide his face more because we're kind of accustomed to seeing him that way. Okay. Now, but can Adam Driver really play a convincing Eastern Bloc European, though? Because Latvia is a Eastern Bloc, imaginary country. He's got to sound super European. I don't know if he can do that. But the look-wise, I see where you're going with the look-wise.
Right. Yeah. So I think because it's in his face and in his acting skills, he's got the conviction. So, I mean, as long as he brings it home with the voice and all of that, I think he'll be all right.
No, that's a solid pick. I hadn't considered Adam Driver, but I that works. That works for me. All right. This one's out. This quick hits out the sports world. So if you don't recall, a couple weeks ago, listeners, Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills essentially died on the field and was resuscitated. And while we are all glad here at the Original Jeek podcast that Hamlin is home and recovering, the Pittsburgh Steelers decided to perform the popular CPR celebration after Hamlin's situation on the field. Now, to preface this for listeners for you Jeeks who are not as sports related as a lot of us are, the CPR celebration is not something new. It is a popular thing. It's been done for years. You can even do the celebration in a couple versions of Madden. So this isn't something that the Steelers were making up after Hamlin's situation. But it's a little insensitive, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it was a little negligent. I think especially being so close to, both instances is like that right place, wrong time.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Like, it hadn't even been a week. And I'm like, how, Sway? Like,
right.
Because,
intentionally, they're like, oh, yeah, we're just going to do something about Damar Hamlin. I just think it was, I'm excited and all of that, but just wrong celebration.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, Steeler fans that have been defending this are like, well, they've been doing it all year. I'm like, okay, but people haven't been dying on the field all year. How do you, to me, if you've been doing this all year, it should be forefront in your mind what happened. And you said to yourself, I'm not going to do that this week. Or actually, I'm not going to do that the rest of this season. Next year, maybe I'll do it. And also the coaching staff, your players have been doing this celebration. Maybe you want to say, hey guys, let's not do this. Let's put a hold on that until 2023, 2024, and y'all can start doing the CPR celebration again. But, the man died on the field. We have seen necks broken, legs broken. We have seen arms broken, all types of stuff happen on the field, people getting carted off. We have never seen someone die on the field before. You got to have some type of sensitivity to that. And I was just surprised that the Steeler players didn't have the foresight to say, this is not a good idea.
Yeah. It was very unfortunate, and shout out to Damar Hamlin and his family. I'm sure everybody is happy that he's doing a little bit better, and yeah, it's just unfortunate. You kind of just gotta have that mindset to be like, yo, we're gonna kind of stay away from that. Ain't nobody saying you guys can't do celebrations, but just that one, we're gonna leave that one alone for right now.
Exactly. Staying on the gridiron, last quick hit. It's Detroit related, y'all. Hey, it's what I do. The Detroit Lions end the season 9-8 compared to last year's 3-13-1. A vast improvement from last year. Projected hopes for next season.
I'm not a big football guy. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, but I do want to see them at least make the playoffs. Is that what? Yeah, playoffs.
The playoffs, yes.
Yeah.
Should have made it this year.
But. Right. Yeah. They should have made it this year. We only didn't make it because of what? Seattle, they won. So that's the reason why we didn't get there.
And the stupid NFL rules that division winners make the playoffs, because Tampa Bay made the playoffs and they didn't have a winning record. So we should have been in my opinion. But,
I think one of the biggest improvements that we got is Dan Campbell. That guy is like all about Detroit, and I'm here for it.
Me too.
Yeah, that's my guy right now.
Because if we can, that's the one title that don't. That's the one thing we don't have.
Yeah.
We've got the NBA titles. We've got the NHL titles. We've got the MLB titles. It's the one thing we don't have. We don't got that Super Bowl.
Yep.
And we've never even been to a Super Bowl. So I need that to change.
That Green Bay game, they were fighting for everything, and we was already out, and we still won. We was like, yo, hey, you cannot stop Detroit. We gonna be a thorn in your side as long as you want to be.
Especially with Aaron Rodgers talking all that smack about us.
Yeah.
No, we ain't gonna let you slide yourself in the playoffs. Forget you.
Man,
that fool been talking trash about Detroit for way too long. It's about time we put him in his place.
For real. And what made me excited, even though I'm happy with Jared Goff at quarterback, I had seen a tweet about Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford was like, I gotta bring one to Detroit. Matt Stafford would always have a good place in my heart, because that's my dog too.
Okay. Now, I mean, he ain't playing like it. He ain't playing like. But I'm happy that Stafford got his.
Yeah,
I really am, because I thought we should have traded him a couple years before we did, while he was still a little healthier, and we could have gotten more trade value for him. I said after, I want to say, was it maybe 2018 that the Jacksonville was in the AFC title game against New England. And I was like, these guys with this defense, these guys just need a quarterback. And I was like, you know what? Let's just trade Stafford. We can get some good pieces for him. He has a shot at a title. Trade Stafford and call it a day. But I'm glad he got his with the Rams. Unlike Megatron, they should have traded him to a contender, New England or something like that. And Barry should have gotten traded to a contender during that time, like San Francisco or something like that, because he was sick of losing. We should have done right by those guys. But I'm hearing, I don't know how true the rumors I saw on Twitter, but there were talks of apparently Lamar Jackson being a trade Detroit being a trade destination for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Which would be intriguing, to say the least. So, we'll see what happens. Me personally, we got to make the playoffs after this year. We got to keep beating Green Bay. Got to keep beating Minnesota and just win. So, get our defense better. If our defense plays a little bit better and that 1-6 start, we win 10, 11 games, we in the playoffs. Like, there's no doubt about it. So
yeah, we need another dog like Hutchinson.
yeah,
Hutchinson
so
is
Aiden balled out this year.
yeah.
But there's now Wolverine in him though. I had to get that in.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
All right, Jeeks, we're going to transition here to what we call the main event. This is the main topic of the episode. I am going to challenge our friend Paul here to do a little on-the-spot creating. So this is create a nerd in the trap. I'm going to give Paul some movie scenes, and I want you to cast them with pieces that already exist in your collection.
Okay.
And if you've never seen the movie, just say you haven't seen the movie, and I'll go to another one.
Got you.
All right, so number 1, Doc Holliday and Johnny Ringo in the Latin trash talk scene from Tombstone.
Never seen it.
Oh, you're missing out. Even if you don't like Westerns, watch.
I like Westerns. I do like Westerns.
You're Val Kilmer's greatest performance.
Okay. I'm writing it down right
Tombstone.
now.
Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Powers Booth, Sam O'Neill, and I forget his name. He passed away. Dude was in Twister. He was in Predator 2. I see Bill Paxton.
Okay.
Bill Paxton was in it.
Yeah. I know the face. the face.
Bill Paxton. Great film. Absolutely great film. Okay. Number 2, Happy Gilmore and Bob Barker fight scene from Happy Gilmore.
Okay. I would cast Master Roshi as Bob Barker.
Okay.
And then I would cast I'd probably cast Red Hood as Happy Gilmore, because Red Hood already looks like Adam Sandler, and then he has this screaming face already.
Yeah.
So he's good.
And he's already angry.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Number 3. This is an iconic scene in cinema, but you may not have seen it.
Okay.
Spock's death scene from Star Trek II Wrath of Khan.
Never seen it.
Oh, greatest.
I'm not a Star Trek guy at all. Respect to all the Trekkies. No disrespect at all to all the Trekkies, but I am not a Star Trek guy.
That's okay. It's permitted. You know, my co-host is a big Star Wars fan like you. He has never watched Star Trek, which I still don't understand why. Because I can go on and on. I'm a major Trekkie. I could ramble all day about why you should watch Star Trek. Because we don't have modern sci-fi without it. But I digress. Okay. I would encourage you to watch Star Trek. Just for the historical parts of it, the societal
and they had a
part.
As a commander, right? Or she was some type.
Yeah, so the actress Nichelle Nichols passed away last year, but she played lieutenant. She was the first Black woman to have a starring role on a television show. And she and William Shatner performed the first interracial kiss on television.
Yep.
And actually, so this is some really cool Star Trek fact for you. Nichelle Nichols, after the first season of Star Trek, was going to quit the show. A particular Star Trek fan asked her not to quit the show because it was the only major show on like television that he allowed his children to watch, and that was Dr. King.
Yep. I've heard that story. I was like, that's cold. Yeah,
it's like that's how important Star Trek was to Black culture, you know. So I would encourage you to watch some Star Trek. Definitely watch Wrath of Khan because it's just an awesome film. It's an amazing film.
All the way back to the William Shatner days.
So here's the thing. So I am by nature, I am a purist and like go to the original stuff.
Okay.
So anytime someone wants to get into Star Trek, it's tough because it's a show from the 60s. So even with the newer versions that were tweaked to make it look a little bit better, it's still special effects from the 60s. It's still a show from the 60s. So it's still kind of campy to a certain
Yeah.
extent. So some people struggle to embrace that type of show. So I don't tell people to watch all of the original series. I give them a list of episodes and say, these are episodes you need to watch because every other Star Trek series after that takes from these episodes. These are cornerstone episodes in the Trek universe.
Okay.
So Space Seed is where Khan was introduced. That's a cornerstone episode.
Yeah.
And that, so you can watch the episode Space Seed and then go watch the movie Wrath of Khan because it's pretty much a sequel to that episode. And so that will introduce you to the majority of the characters from the original crew. And then you see them in Star Trek 2 because you don't have to watch Star Trek 1 because the stories aren't related. So you just go to Star Trek 2, watch Wrath of Khan. And after those things, if you don't want to watch more Trek, then don't watch more Trek. But I encourage everybody to, if you're going to watch Trek, watch Spacey, watch Wrath of Khan, and tell me you don't want to watch more after that. And if you don't, okay. But most people are like, okay, I kind of want to watch more Star Trek now.
Yeah, I know. I kind of tuned in here and there as a kid when Picard was on there.
Okay,
that was
Next Generation. Okay.
Yeah, Next Generation, and then was it? I don't want to.
LeVar Burton. Yeah, he was on Next Generation. Yeah, Reading Rainbow was on Next Generation. Yeah, the visor. Yeah, he played Geordi the Forge. Yeah, that visor was dope.
My dog.
Yeah, because that visor could see through like anything. So I'm like, if this visor can like see through things, and because he would be like looking at like, because he was the engineer, so he would use the visor and he would be looking at things and like talking about the deconstruction. And I'm like, so they gave this black man X-ray visors. Like, is he looking through people's uniforms? Like, what? What are you doing there, Jordy? Okay.
And the only visualization, because I'm like, man, how does he see through those? But then I seen an episode of Power Rangers when Billy was fixing Alpha, and I was like, well, maybe that's how it looked through his vision. Maybe that's how he see things.
Kinda, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jordy. I love LeVar Burton. He was great in that show.
Yeah. I grew up on him with Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, absolutely. So check out Wrath of Khan. All right, this movie you've probably seen. Cast the scene where Terry asked who drank her apple juice from Barbershop.
All right. I would cast, and am I doing the whole cast, everybody there, or just
everybody that's in the scene? So that's Terry, that's Jimmy, that's Michael Ealy's character, that's Cube's character, that's Cedric's character. That's 5.
All right, so I would cast. I'd cast Rogue as
Terry.
E.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd cast. I for sure cast Gambit as Michael Ealy's character.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. I cast. Who else was in that scene?
So Jimmy, played by Sean Patrick Thomas.
That was the white guy, right?
No, that's the
Jimmy's
the smart brother.
Yeah, okay. I'd cast I'd probably cast that's tough. I'd cast Scarlet Spider as him.
Oh, Ben Reilly. Which one? Ben Reilly?
Yeah, Ben Reilly.
Okay.
I cast Ben Reilly as him. And then
Cube's character. Cedric. Okay, so Cedric character.
For Eddie, I gotta go with my man Master Roshi. That's the only old character
that you got. Okay.
That's who I'm gonna roll with on him. And then who was the last one?
Cube,
Ice Cube. I'm casting Miles Morales. Yeah.
Okay. I'm with that. I'm with
Miles,
that.
like
That's your guy.
yeah, that's my cornerstone.
Okay. No, I feel I love Miles. Um,
Yeah.
I'm an '80s kid. So I grew up on Peter Parker, and Peter Parker to me will always be like the Spider-Man. But Miles
Yeah.
Morales is Spider-Man, and he's such a dope character. I love what they've done with Miles, and Mike, and for my kids, Miles
Mhm.
is Spider-Man. For my grandson, Miles is Spider-Man. Like they are like Peter Parker, who like they're not big on him. It's all about Miles for them.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. I mean, I got a off of Wish, amazingly, some pretty decent costumes. So I got the Miles costume for my one twin girl. I got the Spider Gwen costume for the other. So
Mhm.
yeah, then it was super dope.
Man, if my girlfriend would not trip about me having a costume, I would definitely have grabbed me a Miles Morales or a Peter Parker. I probably grabbed that Ben Riley one,
You need to,
honestly.
oh, I love the Scarlet Spider costume. That's so dope. You need to tell that woman to get over it. You about to go.
Man.
You about to go. You about. Hey, your TikTok blow up. You about to go to some cons. You need
Yeah,
to cosplay that. Come on now.
man, she kicked my ass just over having all these figures displayed. She's like, man, we can't do all of this, man.
She need to get with this. She need to get with this blurred life, man. Like, come on.
Yeah. She's a big anime girl. She watches a lot of anime, so she's into it like that. She's like, yo, you can post these figures in our room, but not all over the house. I'm like, man.
You know what? I mean, I can't talk because my wife, she likes anime and she likes
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. She likes a lot of nerdy things, but she hates clutter. She hates collections. So, my collection shelf behind me has my one katana on it, and I got a whole bunch of Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars, Funko Pops and stuff on it. She's like, yeah, keep that stuff in your basement. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's what it is.
I feel
All right, next one.
you.
Cast detectives Lee and Carter singing "War" from Rush Hour.
Oh man, because all right, I'm gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna tell you what's up next for it.
Okay.
But I'd cast. I'm casting Miles Morales as Jackie Chan,
Okay.
and you'll soon know why. But I'm casting Miles Morales as Jackie Chan, and I'm casting Peter Parker as Chris Tucker. And the reason why is because it's a running joke with me and my homeboys Zach and Malachi. It's a running joke every time we get around each other. It's like because I got a pair of binoculars sitting right here in my windowsill.
Okay.
So they'll look through it and be like, "Oh, slow down, baby." That scene. So yeah, like that's one of the next scenes that's coming up is doing that whole thing.
Oh, when he's watching. Oh, yeah. He's like, "Hey, slow down, baby." Lee, what you talking about? She's getting undressed. What?
What?
Lord have mercy. Oh, she
No,
took her skirt. She took her skirt off. Oh, I cannot hear this. Ooh, look at that. Victoria's Secret. Spring catalog, page 24. Girl Black class. Let me zoom in on this here. Oh, look at here. She got a little tattoo. It looks like Snoopy. Snoopy. I love Snoopy. I love Snoopy too.
So yeah, that's who I'm casting. Miles and Peter for that one.
That's funny. So if when you do that scene, then who plays the woman? Is that Rogue, or do you get somebody else?
Yeah, it's gonna be Black Cat.
Oh, Felicia, that fits within Spider-Man. I dig that. I dig that a lot. Okay. Wow. All right. I am going to, because you didn't see two of these films, I'm going to throw another film at you.
All right.
And hopefully you've seen it. I need you to cast Jules, Vincent, and Brett from the interrogation in Pulp Fiction.
All right. I'm casting, and this is only because these two figures that I have just got the cleanest suits. I'm casting the Dark Knight Returns Joker as Vincent,
Okay.
and I'm casting Hammerhead as Jules.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who plays Brett that getting shot up?
Probably. You know what? I'd cast. That's a toughie, but I'm gonna go with a stormtrooper.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like a random stormtrooper?
yep. Random stormtrooper. Put him in there with all the blood effects. Boom, he's dead.
I would save your stormtrooper if you were doing a different Pulp Fiction scene. If you
Okay.
did the Pulp Fiction scene where the dude runs out the bathroom and shoots and misses each shot,
Oh yeah,
that would be perfect for the stormtrooper.
That's a good one. Okay, yeah. That's a good one.
That would be perfect. We know about stormtroopers and their aim.
That's yeah. I just seen the was it? It was off of the Mandalorian. I've seen all the Mandalorian.
Okay.
But that scene where they had Baby Yoda and they were on the stormtroopers, like that scene just came back up on my feed. And I just got the joke. Like he was shooting at a can and missing the can. They were like 2 feet away from it. Like, dog, I just got it. Like, yeah, you suck. Y'all suck at shooting.
Y'all can't shoot nothing.
But I'm glad you brought that movie up because that was like the one that was my very first Quentin Tarantino movie I've ever seen. Was
Okay.
Pulp Fiction. And then like that whole the Marvin scene, that dog. Yeah, when he was like, what do you think about it, Marv? I mean, you gotta have an opinion.
You gotta have an opinion. I shot Marvin in the face.
And then, like the whole time, Jules had a piece of brain just stuck on his
in his Jerry curl.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction is a fantastic piece of storytelling. Like I have my qualms with Tarantino, especially with how he likes to just think he can drop the N-word whenever he wants to. But when it comes to storytelling, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, just so many great stories he's created. Like Kill Bill, like dude is super talented. Like he knows what he's doing behind the camera. Love him or hate him, you got to respect what he's able to do.
He definitely finds a way to drop that bomb, and it's like, dude,
it's like, bro, come on, really again?
Right.
It's like you're not entitled to say it just because you have a couple black friends that keep doing your movies.
Right. Yeah. Everybody around just like, I mean, it's cool, we in your movie, but it's like to us as a moviegoer, as an audience watcher, it's like, dude, at some point I need to be offended by this. So it's like, relax.
Yeah, it's like, bro, chill out with that. Right. All right, last one. Hoping you have seen this movie. I need you to cast coaches Boone and Yost meeting for the first time from Remember the Titans.
All right. I'm gonna cast it is messed up, but not messed up, but I'm gonna cast Mace Windu as Coach Boone.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Probably. That's tough because I'm looking at my figures right now. Like, who would I cast? But no, I take that back. I cast the Falcon as Coach Boone, and I cast Johnny Storm, not in flame mode, but regular Johnny Storm as I forgot his name. What's his name?
Yost, Coach Yost.
Yost. Yeah. Shout out to Remember the Titans. My girlfriend, she loves that. That's one of her that and Friday Night Lights. She loves those two movies.
The movie or the show?
The movie. She
Okay.
definitely despises the show. She's not watching the show.
She's not. I mean, I like both, but I love the show.
Okay. All right.
If she hasn't seen the show, I would encourage her to watch the show because the show was good.
Yeah, and it stars my man that was in Wolf of Wall Street too, wasn't he? The guy that was the officer. He was the FBI agent.
I'm trying to remember.
When they were sitting on the boat, and he was like, "You know what's gonna be so good when the FBI come and seizes this fucking boat." And like he's like throwing the money off the boat, and he's throwing the lobsters at him when they walking down, getting off of the boat. I'm trying to think.
Let me see. Let me take a look at this cast real quick because I don't remember anybody from the show in the movie, but there were so many actors in that film. I'm looking at the cast. Oh yeah. Kyle Chandler who played the coach. Yes. I forgot Kyle Chandler was in Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. I've been a Kyle Chandler fan for a while. He does a fantastic job as a coach. Like I would play for his character, for Coach Eric Taylor. I would play for Eric Taylor. Like that's how convincing of a football coach he played.
Yeah, that movie, that was like, I love that movie, especially with
it's got Billy Bob.
Not Billy Bob, but what's my how do you want me to play football? I can't play football no more. What's his name? That was in Friday Night Lights. He played
you talking about was it Derek Luke?
Yeah, Derek Luke.
Yeah. Derek Luke was in that.
That was one of my favorite scenes, man. Can't play football no more. I can't play football.
The cry, I can't play football no more.
That one, and what's the other one he was in? That made me cry when he got the pancakes.
Oh my god. Yo, I can't believe you. Oh my god, I can't. What that was? What was that?
I'm about to pull it up right now.
What was that film? I can't believe I don't remember the name.
It was Antoine Fisher.
Antoine Fisher. I was like, I can see it in my head. It was his breakout role. It's him and Denzel. How can I not remember the name? Yeah, Antoine Fisher.
He walked in, had his whole family just sitting there meeting him for the first time, and his grandma put his hand on his cheeks, handing him some pancakes. I started crying. I was like, man, this is good. This is a good movie.
Very good movie. And for that being, like his first major film, he killed it.
True.
And to do that alongside Denzel is just super impressive.
It's like the stars aligned for him for that one.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. All right. So, in respect to your time, we're almost at an hour here. We're going to hit the curtain call, which is the closing topic.
All right.
And this curtain call is going to be a little different from most because we're going to stay with create a nerd in the trap. But this one is going to be sports edition.
Okay.
So since we're both Bad Boys fans, I need you to create a version of the Bad Boys, not from your collection though, but from your favorite nerdy fandom characters. So for example, Isaiah Thomas could be swapped for, let's say, Wolverine because he's small and angry and and sharp claws.
Okay. For Isaiah Thomas, I'm going with Killua from Hunter.
Okay, from Hunter. Okay.
Killua takes no shit.
Absolutely none. Absolutely, yeah. Facts. And Zeke right now ain't taking any. Him and Jordan been beefing for 2 years after the last dance.
Got beef. Still got beef to this day.
I mean, their beef is older than you are. Like, think about that.
Yeah, facts, man. They should have put him on the dream team, man.
Oh,
Like,
at 100%, he should have been on the dream team. You
real.
know, like, yeah, and that's a whole nother thing I could go off on. I've been fighting that fight for 30 of my 40 years.
True, man. I feel it, man. So yeah, I'm gonna cast Keela Wood as Isaiah Thomas. I'm gonna cast
Who would be your Dumars? Because that's a tough one, in my opinion.
my Dumars. I gotta go with Vegeta. Like, that's just quintessential because he rough. He still feel like he the underdog, but Dumars was cold.
Yes,
He was cold. So, but I got a beef with Joe Dumars that I'll never forgive. I'll never
drafting Darko.
Yeah, I'll never
forgive
it. So, yeah.
But he did get us another title. I mean, he is responsible for every championship that the Pistons have.
All right. That's cool.
But if we drafted D Wade or if we drafted Chris Bosh, we likely would have had more.
Carmelo said it for him. So he was like, I felt it. I knew I was going to Detroit.
But I'm glad we didn't get Melo. Melo would not have worked.
You don't think so?
I know so. And Chauncey himself talked about it. Because you remember he went and played with Melo in Denver after the trade, the AI trade, which broke my heart because I never wanted Allen Iverson on my team. He talked about how when he was in Denver, Melo would be upset when he scored 22, 25 and they won the game, but he would be happy when he dropped 30 plus and they lost. He was too worried about his own numbers instead of winning the game.
Right.
Number two, his lack of defense would not have worked playing for Larry Brown. Larry Brown's notorious for not playing rookies.
Yeah.
And if we get Melo and he has somewhat of success, then we don't make the most important part of winning in 2004, and that's trading for Rasheed Wallace. No Rasheed Wallace trade, there's no championship.
Right. Yeah. And I feel that. I just feel like being around vets.
In my opinion,
yeah,
if we draft Chris Bosh and Bosh doesn't play much because of how slight he was to try to fit with that banging, that bruising play, they still make the Rasheed trade. We win the title, and then Bosh is tutored by Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace and becomes an even better player than he became. Because he could always get buckets, but he would have been tougher and better defensively had he been up under the Wallaces.
Yeah.
And we would have won more titles.
Yeah. That's how I feel about Carmelo. I feel like if he would have came here, he would, like, they would have already instilled in him, hey, rookie, it ain't about your numbers. If we had just came off a championship, we looking to go to another one, it ain't about your numbers. So you need to toughen up and get with the program. But I see what you're saying too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, it's tough to tell a kid who won the national title as a freshman, who's known for being a bucket getter. And that's one thing we did need. We needed a bucket getter because we didn't have anybody that could really create their own shot outside of Chauncey. And that's another reason why they traded for Shee, because he could create his own shot. Rip was all about screens. Tayshaun's, offense was, not the greatest creating his own shot. So we needed somebody like Sheed who could go inside out and create his own shot. But if Melo's creating shots but not playing defense, Brown's benching him. Like, that's how he was. And it would have been an ugly situation where we trade him, team chemistry problems. Melo's never been a team chemistry guy. Chris Bosh has always been the ultimate team chemistry guy.
Right.
Right. So he would have been a great fit. And D Wade would have been a better fit. We could have had a 3-headed monster at guard. and a guy like D Wade who can play point and shooting guard.
Yeah,
Eventually,
that would have been nasty.
Oh, it'd have been, and thing is, like Rip, it was humble enough. He would have came off the bench after a couple years, or after like 2 years, like when rookie year Wayne wouldn't have started, but year 2, year 3, he'd have been in the starting lineup with Chauncey, and Rip comes off the bench, becomes the best 6 man in the league, averaging 20 off the bench. And can you imagine the starters getting tired from guarding D Wade, and then Rip comes in running off them screens and tires you out even more? Like you wouldn't have been able to stop that. Like,
we'd have been a problem.
Oh yeah, major problem for years.
Yeah,
just but for some reason they were sold on Darko. I don't get it. Okay, give me your Dennis Rodman.
Hanamichi Sagaraki. Gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah, jumping on the floors, not really caring, like just doing whatever he got to do to keep the ball in his hand. I gotta go with Hanamichi.
Yeah, it's reckless abandon. I love it. Okay. Give me your, let's see, what version of Bad Boys here? We're going to go your Bill Laimbeer.
My Bill Laimbeer is Thanos. Easy for Thanos.
Yeah, everybody hates Laimbeer. Unless you're his teammate, everybody hates Bill Laimbeer.
Yeah.
And the last one we're going to go with is, give me your Rick Mahorn.
My Rick Mahorn. I'm going with The Thing.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, Ben Grimm. I'm going with Ben Grimm, The Thing. I almost thought you was gonna go with John Sally. I thought you was gonna bring John.
I love Spider, but Mahorn was a starter. He was a bit more important to the Bad Boys' identity than Spider was. And no, that's no shade, Spider. If you ever hear this somehow, that's no shade, Spider. I love you. Still love you. But I think Mahorn was a little bit more important than you were.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. I like that. Killua, Vegeta, Sagarachi, Thanos, and The Thing. That's the squad I don't want to face.
You want to leave them alone.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's the squad I don't want to face right there. Them cats are going to hurt you. Oh, dope. So, well, Paul, thank you so much. And Jeeks, that is going to be it for this episode of the original Jeek podcast that we've created to bless your earball. Special thank you again to our guest, Paul. Before we go, Paul, please remind again everyone how they can find you online.
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at nerdsinthetrap_.
Yes, indeed. Definitely give it a follow. You will be entertained. And I am your host, Rocky Mr. Magic. And on behalf of my man, Unique DNA, we want to thank you for listening. And we could not do this show alone, not with all you Jeeks who continue to support us. Please rate and review the show on your podcasting app of choice. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, and more. And if you can't find us, let us know at geeknation@gmail.com or message us on Facebook at Jeek Nation. And until next time, peace.
Ready to make an entrance, so backward cut. Come on, cut for me.
Yeah. Whoa, slow down. Whoa, speed up.
This is DJ What, and you're listening to the original Jeek podcast.